Okay, I'm just making a quick update from my last video, which is, so I basically finally got a text message. Um, it's not a big text message; it's only a few words, and you know, it's her basically telling me to move on. Um, so I'm so this so there's something weird happening. The weird thing is I'm really happy that she even addressed me. But at the same time, I'm really sad because she told me to move on. So now I'm feeling extremely bipolar because I'm feeling like, so I'm like yay, and then I feel like crying right after. Like uh, anyways, man. Shit is crazy. Shit is crazy. So, you guys didn't come here to listen to me complain about my love life. Uh, I'm not complaining about my love life, but you didn't come here to listen to me just talk about, her. But um, that's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna stop the video there. I have I'm not, like I said, I'm not feeling very good. I'm not in a good place right now, and I don't know. Like I said, I might not. I might disappear forever. I might disappear forever. I might stop doing videos. I might not publish my book. I did so much for people. I don't feel I need to do anything anymore. I understand that if you don't do nothing, that you can't get nothing. I understand that, but right now I don't want anything. And the reason why I don't want anything, because look, I've been warned. She tried to warn me, and I didn't listen. I didn't understand what she was trying to say. I didn't understand what she was trying to say, but she tried to warn me multiple times. Because to me, the thing is, I'm not very lovey dovey. Like, I'm not a lovey dovey kind of person. Like, I don't care. Like, it's like, I've learned to love everything the same. And it's a great amount of love. It's not a small amount of love. I have learned to like equally love everything as much as, the next thing. Uh, I read books. I asked questions. I did my research because um, I was having troubles in my relationship. So at some point, when I got into the whole new age things, like what's it called, laws of attraction and everything, people are always stuck on one subject. Most people are greedy. People are greedy and small-minded, so they're mostly stuck on the same subjects when it comes to laws of attraction. But before the love of attraction, the laws of attraction works, you have a lot of things to do, and you only figure that out when you really want the laws of attraction to work. Because most people that don't really care, like they just wanted to find a shortcut, they're just gonna read The Secret and that's it, or they're gonna read a book about laws of attraction, like a small book about the laws of attraction, and that's it. But in actuality, you have to do research, which is something that these guys are not gonna tell you because they're trying to make some money off of you. They want to gain your attention and they want to keep your attention. So as long they might know how the laws of attraction work, but for as long as you don't, they're going to keep your attention. So they're going to give you the knowledge by droplets, right? So it might take you like 5 years before you actually understand how the laws of attraction work. All that to say, unconditional love is part of the laws of attraction. For some people, that might be a no-brainer, but not for everybody. Because love is a vibration. And she represented that love, which I rejected. Not on purpose, but with my actions and my ideals, I kind of put love on the side. But it's not that I didn't love, or that I didn't have enough love, because I had enough love. Love is there. I did things for her. I was there for her, Gave her things and whatnot. Gave her knowledge and physical things too. So it's not that I didn't love her. It's just I really wanted my YouTube to become successful at some point, at some time and point. I really wanted my Twitch to become successful at some time and point. Not right now. I just wanted to do the work in order to get there. I just wanted to do the work in order to get there. And while she was here, I was working, and I wasn't paying attention to her. So all that to say, careful guys when you're trying to manifest things and stuff, because it could happen that you lose yourself in it. It might happen that you lose yourself in your own ego. It might happen that you lose yourself in whatever you're doing. And I lost myself in whatever I was doing. And I pride myself as being somebody that's capable of catching himself before he's falling. But I fail, and I did not catch myself. I didn't even know that I was falling. I didn't even see that I was falling. It's only when I was on the ground that I realized that I was falling. It's a harsh lesson, I don't know if y'all know this, but everything is talking about pain right now. I don't know why, because the only motherfuckers feeling pain right now is me and Andrew Tate. So I don't know why these guys are all of a sudden they're talking about pain, but it's only another proof. It's only more evidence that these people really are out to get us. Because after they came at us on the 1st of January, in this new year, they came at us at the beginning of the year. And now they're telling us that we have to go through pain after they attacked us. So now they're just misdirected. This is called misdirection. That's what it's like. I told you before, these guys are illusionists. They're not magicians. I'm a magician. They are illusionists. And they like to use props and stuff like that in order to make you think that they're doing magic. And it is magic. It's a respectable form of magic even. I'll even go as far as saying it's just not the same as creating something out of nothing. Because magic is creating something out of nothing. Illusion is making people think that there's nothing when there is. So everything is about pain right now. Guardians of the Galaxy. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy. I liked it. It was good. But it's a very painful story. For a kid that would watch that, it's a tearjerker. For a teenager or a kid, that movie is a tearjerker right there, because there's a lot of, I mean, I've never Peter Quill, Star-Lord, is like the most serious he's ever been in all of the MCU period. And was it refreshing? No, I would have rather seen because I understand the character of Peter Quill. I understand he's clever. He's very agile and clever. He's a gunslinger. He's an unbeknownst gunslinger, and I love gunslingers. I love gunslinging characters. But the thing is, he doesn't act like a gunslinger. He doesn't get into. You don't see him practice. You don't see him. It's like, to me, Guardians of the Galaxy, to me, Star-Lord feels, I might be wrong, but he feels like he's a kind of character that doesn't really practice. He just, when he gets into a situation, he lets his cleverness take control of the situation. It doesn't feel like he's doing it out of pure skill, which he does have. But none of the movies ever like showed you how much skill he really has. So it really feels like he's an adventurer more than a gunslinger, you know. So anyways, I'm getting off track here. But I'm just shooting the can here, man. I'm getting off track. We're gonna talk about the MCU here, because I've noticed something, we got to talk about it. So it's about pain. It's about loss. I mean, like, it's about like friendship and moving on, you know. Spoiler alert. There's characters in the movies that are moving on. They all have their own pain that they have to deal with, and they are dealing with at the present time while the movie is going on and whatnot. So it feels like they know what they did to us, and they're blatantly putting it out there. as a warning and as a misdirection to make you feel like all this is just a coincidence, to make you feel like everything is going to be all right, to make you feel like nothing's going on. And it's a good trick. It's like reverse psychology. It's like a reverse psychology trick. There's a word for it. I just don't remember. And we're getting into like some really deep psychological tricks here, really deep mental manipulation here. Which I'm not going to talk about on this channel because I know you guys are not interested. You're barely interested in what I have to say, so we're not going to get into that. So which is one of the reasons why I'm going to stop making videos. This is I feel like I'm wasting my breath. There are some people that listen to me. Well, that's the problem. This is the problem. My problem is important people, which are the minority. Important people that are the minority respect my content. They might not agree with everything I say, but they respect it. But they're still the minority. If it was only for the important people on my channel, I would probably have 10 to 20 followers. There's 245 people on my channel. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that means 95%, 96%, like 96% of my fucking YouTube channel is just trolls or bots. And right now, I don't have to deal with that. It's not a good time for me to deal with trolls or bots. I'm not in the mood. It's just not ideal. It's just not a good idea. So I'm gonna have to take a break or a vacation. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a break and or just stop. But like I said, I'm thinking of it. I didn't say I was gonna do it. I'm thinking of it. If shit goes on the same way that it's still going on, I have to stop. And anyways, not only that, but this is YouTube, so people are taking advantage of the situation, of my situation, and they are blatantly plagiarizing my content. Now, I haven't been plagiarized for a minute because I haven't been here for a minute, but if you hadn't noticed, nobody's really saying anything that interesting either. YouTube was a lot more interesting when I was here. And now that I'm not here, there's not a lot of content. Nevertheless, I'm not saying nobody's doing anything. I have seen some content that was interesting. But it's a lot less than before. There's a lot less hype. It's very calm. The waters are calm right now. Because let's face it, what happened at the beginning of the year was horrible. It was horrible. It was heinous. It's devious. Pure evil. The law cannot help us. I mean, they are not really. They're not helping us. It's just there's certain limits. There's certain limits to what unofficial entities can actually politically do to you. So let's segue here, because I want to go buy myself some smokes. So let's segue here with racism. Speaking of unofficial politics, not politicians, but unofficial politics, unofficial political groups, there's a lot of those when we're talking about racism. Now, the problem is, when we're looking at the MCU, I don't know, I feel like what the kind of racism we're dealing with in 2023 is not systematic racism, but conditional racism. I feel like it's conditional racism. The reason why I say it's conditional racism is because we've seen the worst parts of the United States defunding the police, which rose the crime rate up 90%. We saw activism groups going after anything that lives or breathes in the premise of caring about other black people. We saw manifestations, we saw protests, we saw all kinds of stuff. But my problem with the MCU and correlated with that is, well, all these great people feel like racism should stop, or racism is not a thing, or racism should be canceled. And it should. Racism should be canceled. And it will be canceled if it's not already canceled. So War Machine, long time popular comic book character, everybody loves, everybody wanted to see him, white or black, especially white folks, because black folks don't read comic books. Speaking about racism, black people don't read comic books. White people are the predominant buyers and seller of comic books. So when we say everybody loves War Machine, we're actually saying white people love this big black guy inside of a goddamn Iron Man suit with guns all over him. And saying that way, I completely understand why everybody loves War Machine. You know what I mean? Just on paper, it sounds valid, you know. And what did they do to him? They broke both of his legs. That is racism. Why is that racism? Because that never happened in the fucking comic. That never happened in the comic books. I've never seen War Machine with no legs. War Machine's been around for 30 plus years, 40. He's been around as long as all the superheroes was around, probably more. Probably 75 years. Because Marvel Comics is actually 90 years old. So he's probably 40 to 70 years old. And they broke both of his legs. Why? Because the MCU doesn't want a black man as their flagship, which War Machine could have easily became. Everybody likes Iron Man. Everybody likes Iron Man. I love me some Iron Man. I would watch 5 more movies with Iron Man in it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But War Machine, this is just something about him. And I think a real War Machine, a full-blown, full power, fully matured, fully developed War Machine people would have lost their goddamn minds. And you have to understand the mind of a racist. You have to understand the mind of a racist. Because that's what racism is. To him, he is the predominant and superior life form on earth. So if he sees you as least deserving, he does not want to put you in a position of power, which War Machine could have easily became. So that means War Machine would have a financial impact on the MCU, which is something that it doesn't. It's not that they're afraid to lose money or they don't want more money. They just don't want War Machine to make all that money. You see, it's all right if Iron Man makes all that money. Shit, it's even all right if Iron Man loses all of that money. They'll try again. They'll try with another producer. They'll try with another director. They'll try with, look at Spider-Man. How many directors and versions do we have? And most of them are garbage. Spider-Man movies are crap. They are crap-tastic. I mean, they look great. They're visually awesome. But mostly, it mostly flops most of the time. Most of the Spider-Man movies flop hard. Like, they're not the most, they don't attract the most players. I mean, sure, on the premiere, it makes a lot of money on the box office because it's Spider-Man. And you never know, this movie might be the good one. But residually, people see Spider-Man once and they don't feel like watching it again. Batman, multiple directors, multiple movies, multiple trilogies, same thing. Except for the Christopher Nolan version, which is the best version, period. I might be blaspheming saying that because some people still love the Tim Burton versions, and they were cool too because it's Tim Burton, or the Val Kilmer or whatever. But to me, in my opinion, I feel like the Christopher Nolan version is the best depiction, is the most valid and relevant depiction of the Batman. But they're not gonna do that with a black character. They're not gonna try multiple directors. They're not gonna try to mend and fix the broken glass. Like Blade. Blade 1 and Blade 2 were awesome. A lot of people hate Blade 2. But you gotta watch Blade 2 more than once in order to like it. Because Blade 2 actually has a lot of charm. But you gotta watch it more than once in order to get it. If you watch it just once, you're not. I didn't like Blade 2, but I like Blade. I'm a big Blade fan. So I watched it more than once, and holy be thy known, pardon my language, I almost like Blade 2 more than Blade 1. Almost. Because the reason why I like Blade 2, the environment is more fleshed out. Because Blade 1 was very claustrophobic. And you barely, in Blade 1, Blade was there, but he wasn't there. He acted like when shit went down, that's where he acted like Batman. In the first Blade movie, Blade acted like Batman. So he was just there when shit popped off, right? When shit needed to be done. Okay, Blade, we're going to need this thing. We're going to need this MacGuffin. So you're going to have to go over there and get this thing and bring it back here. And then he's like, okay, let's do this shit. That's basically, that was the first movie. That was basically it. But the second movie, it's not just, okay, Blade, you're going to need to go there. No, there's life. Sticks, whatever the fuck his name, Whistler dies. Whistler dies, or we thought he was dead, and then he gets betrayed, and then there's a team of vampires that puts Blade on a fucking so high pedestal that they actually created a gang that literally looks and dressed like him, but they act like him in order to kill him. So it's pretty fucking deep. You know, there's a lot of shit going on, and those guys don't end up killing him because now they have to deal with another fucking thing. You know, so it's like the environment, like, oh, okay, so the vampires heard of, like, we already know that vampires heard of Blade, but now it's like, we understand that there's like a bigger circle, and they got influence and they got power, which we kind of already knew from the first one with the human forms and shit, but in the second one, the human forms are a little bit more flushed out too. You know, well, it's a, you know, so the human banks, the blood banks and everything, I fucking loved it. You know, another club scene, another vampire club scene where they fight in it. It was dope. It was dope. There was a little bit of horror too. It was very horror. The first one was more action. The second one was a bit more horror. So I really liked the second one. But then again, there was no attempt to mend the broken pieces because it wasn't the best movie ever. Blade 2 is not the best movie ever. Blade 1 can be considered in somebody's top 10, but not Blade 2, neither Blade 3. And there was no attempt to fix that. There wasn't a Blade 4. There wasn't a Blade remake. There wasn't a Blade remake with another character, with another guy to, you know, to take up the reins. There was no attempt. It just floated there for years, even though it was a great movie. It just floated in the vastness of the universe for decades. And now we just heard, well, I just heard, it's a rumor, but I just heard that Marvel was not gonna make another Blade movie, even though everybody was waiting for a Blade movie. And then Black Panther, he's dead. So Blade is gone. War Machine broke both of his legs. I mean, sure, he can walk now, but it's just the fact that his legs are broken that gets to me. Why is his legs broken? Why is this the only black character that has legs? Wink, wink. Why is the only character that has legs now he doesn't have legs? So it feels like today's concept of racism is conditional, which means if you're not Jewish, if you're not white, Jewish, and you don't have a lot of money, and you do some racist shit, that makes you the worst racist piece of shit alive. But if you do have money, if you're white, you have money, or you're Jewish, then you can be as fucking racist as you want. You can be the most blatantly, overtly racist in the fucking universe, and no one's gonna give two fucking flying shits. As a matter of fact, people would encourage you. You know what I mean? Because I'm sorry, but when I saw all these black people dancing on YouTube in front of fucking cinemas before Black, I felt like they were encouraging the racism. That's how I felt like. It felt like they were encouraging the racism. Because I remember all the racist shit that white people do. I might agree with the racism of some white folks when we're talking about black folks, though. But nevertheless, it's neither here or there. That's neither here or there, because at the end of the day, I remember all the racist shit, historical racist shit that white people done to us. So when I saw Black Panther, I was not ready to dance. I was ready to sit there with my hands crossed and analyze what kind of fuckery they're gonna give us. And I expected all the other black people to do the same. After all the fucking black people getting shot by police and everybody, you know, y'all fucking complaining all that shit. Y'all complain like crazy about all that racism that be happening in the street. So why the fuck all of a sudden you think these guys are just gonna give you a gift? But I digress. Those are my opinions. These are my expressions. Does it make me right? Does not necessarily make me wrong, but it doesn't make me right. When I'm right, I could be wrong, but when I'm wrong, I could be right. So at the end of the day, I'm still right. Get Rich or Die Trying. Go see the movie if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Oh shit. So it feels like this doesn't feel like systematic racism. It feels like conditional racism. You have to fit a certain criteria in order to either feel or be racist. The world is in a dark place, including me. I don't know if we're gonna make it. I don't know if we're gonna make it, man, but we're in a dark place. We're in a very dark place. It's not gonna get better. No, I'm not changing what I said about this year being a good year for everybody else. You know, probably not for freedom fighters. Probably not for real hardcore spiritual people. We're gonna suffer a little bit, I think, because we're inside of a goddamn war, and we're by ourselves. Mainly by ourselves, and we're gonna have to deal with these things by ourselves because we are physically, mentally, and spiritually incapable of working together. And that does not make me happy to say. I'm a very dream team kind of guy. I'm not a solo dolo. I'm solo dolo because everybody else wants to be solo dolo, but I'm not a solo. I'm not real. In my internal self, in my internal ideals, in my high values and high ideals, I don't consider being solo dolo a great idea. I think it's the stupidest fucking thing you could possibly do. That's just dumb. Like, wanting to work alone is just, it's retarded. You have to be stupid as fuck to want that. To literally want to work alone is just stupid. You know, it's literally stupid. I don't care what people say, that's dumb. That's just being dumb. It's being stubborn. It's being stubborn and dumb. So anyways, it's being hard-headed. So yeah, because it's affecting me because I'm watching the MCU. I'm watching movies, and I watched the whole trilogy, whatever they call it. It's more than a trilogy, continuation, whatever they call that. I don't know. I'll look it up later. The whole Marvel MCU continuation, and it's looking kind of grim for black folks, man. Like, it's looking kind of grim for black folks, man. And the worst part is, the reason why I notice these things is not because I'm smart, because I'm pretty sure everybody noticed those things. It's just no one says anything. It's like if their next door neighbor throws a racial slur at them, they're gonna sue their ass. They're gonna take all of his fucking money. The guy is gonna end up fucking without their children and shit and blah blah blah. But if something on the big screen is screaming at you, I don't like your face, you just sit there and take it for some reason. Well, I actually know the reason. But still, you know, because the thing is, one man cannot do everything by himself, which is the biggest style of humanity right now, which is okay. Humanity, listen, I'm gonna say this once, and I hope you get it. There will never be a one-man Messiah in history. All right, because humans are waiting for this Superman character to arrive and fix all of their problems. That's never going to happen. Period. Stop hoping, stop wishing. It will never happen. We are in this together, right? So if everybody decides to become slaves, then everybody's going to become a slave. Nobody, there's no, oh, well, I'm just going to be a slave and wait until Superman arrives to save us. No, that's not going to happen. If you decide to become a slave, you're a slave forever. You're going to die a slave and you're going to reincarnate as a slave. Period. There's no Superman entity that's going to come around and fucking, do everything by himself. That's human egotistic. That's human egocentrism at its finest. At its finest. Only a human could be that self-centered, to have that kind of notion. Yes, I'm angry at humans right now, but that doesn't matter. That's a personal issue. Some people call me the Messiah. Some people call me the one. I am the one. I don't know about messiahs, but I am the one. I don't understand what the word Messiah means, but I do know I'm the one. And I do know there are others like me walking around this earth, obviously. But I also understand that it might be too little too late. Even though this is what's going to happen. All of the people that are trying to act like heroes right now are just looking for attention. Pardon me for saying, but it's true. Because you don't need to become a hero. All the people trying to become heroes right now, there's just people looking for attention. And as powerful as these people or entity are, including me, I consider myself part of that group. As powerful and important as these people are, they will not ever be the hero of this planet. Because it's not how shit works. What's going to happen is that these groups that are in opposition with these spiritual masters, spiritual leaders, or leaders of men, all these groups that are against these people are going to self-destruct. They're going to take themselves out. And it already started. Jamie Foxx is in the hospital because 50 Cent has been going on a tirade against Puff Daddy. And everybody thinks Puff Daddy put Jamie Foxx in the hospital because Jamie Foxx confirmed some shit that 50 Cent says. So now everybody thinks Puff Daddy tried to kill Diddy, tried to kill Jamie Foxx. This is some serious allegations. These are all buddies. These are all brothers. been in the game for 10 plus years. These people know each other's mamas, baby mamas, babies, and daddies, auntie, cousin, and all that. They're all turning on each other. So there is no hero to the story. There's only life. There's only life and what it brings. And that's it. So this is what's going to happen. There is no hero to this fucking story. There's not going to be any heroes. There's not going to be a Martin Luther. There's not going to be any of that. I mean, sure, there's people are there and they do what they do. But it's not because of them. If we free ourselves from this tyranny that we're living under, it's only because these people are basically killing each other. It's not us that's killing these people. They're killing themselves. So that's not going to last. That's the only good news in all this. But it's still going to get dark before it gets brighter. It's still going to get dark before it gets brighter, because these same crazy individuals that are in opposition are still in power. Because we don't have any power. We have spiritual strength, but we don't have political power. We have zero political power. We cannot change politics. I mean, we could, but that's in the world of spirituality. And let's face it, most of these leaders of men are not spiritual people. So they can't do shit. They can do even less. The only thing they can do is put themselves in a situation where they're going to get killed. And that's it. Because you don't know how to manifest. You don't know how to create. You don't know how to protect, how to put a protection aura around you. So all you're going to achieve is your death, untimely death. And people are going to love you for the shit you said when you was alive. And people are going to do research about you once you're dead. And they're going to find out that this was true and that wasn't true and this was true and that wasn't true. That they're going to make documentaries, but you'll be dead. And people are only going to care about you once you're dead. So when you're the type of person that people will only care about you once you're dead, you might as well act dead right now. Which means you might as well mind your business. Of course, mind your business is easier to say than done, easier said than done, especially after the whole rant I just did about the MCU being super fucking racist. So, I'm going to stop the video right here, and I'm going to let that marinate for a minute. And I know you're not going to believe me, and you're probably going to be mad at me. You're probably blah, 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 blah. But I guarantee you, in the next year, I guarantee you, before or after 2024, you will realize that everything that I said in this video today was the absolute fucking truth. And you gonna be like, damn, this nigga was right. You can doubt me if you want. That's all on you. I wouldn't if I was you. But hey, what do I know, right? I'm the king of retards. So, you know. So, this is Set here. I was going to say Lucifer, but I was going to say some more bullshit, so I'm not going to say Lucifer. I'm going to say Set. So, this is Set here, a.k.a. I ain't got nothing better to do, a.k.a. the Messiah, a.k.a. the one, a.k.a. I told you so, aka uh aka I don't know, whatever, fuck it, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say some stupid shit anyway, so I'm gonna stop the video right here. Don't forget to well, I don't know if you need to subscribe or not, but I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Have a good one.